Who is a traitor?
They say the Acropolis.
Hey!
And go.
What's up, everyone? Adam from FWCI. This is Brew Stew. What's this one called? The Tales of the Car Dealership. Tales from the Car Dealership. Holy shit, I was just making that title up. Test Drives is the name of this one. If you want to support the channel further, patreon.com/FWCI is where you can do it. If you want to support this animated man right here, go to patreon.com/BrewStew. That's where you can do that. Hey, Tales from the Car Dealership. What do we got here? I never worked in a car dealership. You stay away from those places as far as I know. Yeah, my old man bought a second-hand Morris Minor from a car dealership once. I remember that. Anybody I knew? No, that's like a part of the world that I've never really had to deal with. I've always been able to acquire vehicles without the need to go to a car dealership. But that makes me sound like a thief. I'm not. But I know Tyler used to work in one, so let's find out what it is. This is Brew Stew. Tales from the Car Dealership. Test drives. Never done a test drive either. Actually, I did do a test drive once, but I got to take it overnight, and the only issue I had was didn't know how to put fuel in it. I didn't know how to open the fuel tank. I had to Google that shit. Brew Stew, let's watch.
All right. Now, back in the day, I used to be a porter in the service department of a car dealership. And for those of you that don't know, a porter was like the lowest form of life on the car.
All right, well, let's have a look at these forms of life. It goes owner, aka Christ himself. Really? Jesus owned a car dealership. Management that hides in bathroom all day. Service riders with fleet accounts. Cokehead salesman. I thought the cokehead salesman would be higher up. Snap-on tool guy, mechanics, weirdo parts department guys, shitty service riders, detailers. And, oh, you're below the detailers? Oh, that's rough.
Our dealership food chain, if you will. I had to do basically what everybody said. I had to clean up after a bunch of drunk mechanics all day long. Hey, you stupid idiot! Pick up my candy wrapper that I just threw on the floor. Well, one of the highlights of being a porter at a car dealership is that I got to...
Yeah, that was gross. But what is a Snickers Super? That's my question. It's just a big giant Snickers.
Wrapper that I just threw on the floor. Well, one of the highlights of being a porter at a car dealership is that I got to test drive customer cars after they were fixed. Hey, you stupid idiot! Go drive this Ford Focus around and see if you can hear a squeak noise. I'm gonna go head down to the liquor store, or I'm gonna go take my lunch break, so you better be here when I get back. So luckily for me, that's when I got to get out of the car dealership, and I got to drive around the city and get paid for it. And you bet your ass I would live my best life while I was doing it. I'd turn up the car radio as loud as I...
What are you, Ferris Bueller? Yeah, okay, fair enough though. I can understand that that would be a fun thing. And also, wouldn't it suck that you're constantly driving cars that there's something wrong with them? That's where my mind went.
Drive around the city and get paid for it. And you bet your ass I would live my best life while I was doing it. I'd turn up the car radio as loud as I wanted to, light up a cigarette in the car, I didn't give a shit. 45 minutes later, I'd pull back into the car dealership all nonchalant. Well, how'd it go? Did you hear any squeak noise? Squeak noise? What squeak noise? Oh, shit, yeah, that's right. Nope, sure didn't. I guess you fixed it. Oh, well, hooray, hooray, I solved another case.
Tyler.
Now pick up my old Milwaukee cans all over the ground, you piece of shit. Yeah, so needless to say, test driving cars would pretty much be the highlight of my job. And hell, I got to drive some pretty sweet cars while I was at it. I was driving people's super expensive cars, some old-ass Mustangs. What the hell am I doing in this old-ass Mustang, huh? Who the hell would let this 20-year-old piece of shit drive that thing? Hell, one time I even got to drive a fucking dump truck around the city. Can you imagine that? I felt like I was in a goddamn Twisted Metal video game, for Christ's sake. But I have to admit that it wasn't always cool cars that I had to test drive. Sometimes they would indeed be pieces of shit. I've driven cars that have been used as ashtrays for like a decade. And I've driven cars where I've been up to my ass.
Fred Arnold's poop and pee truck from Crazy Customers episode. What? Have I watched that one? I feel like I might have. That's nasty as fuck. Some socks. I don't know what you would buy that's got Coca-Cola written on it that is as big as that thing in the top right-hand corner. Gloves, documents, a lot of paper bags. Craft. Witchcraft? Minecraft? Good Lord, that is an absolute fucking shit show.
One time I had to test drive a car that was not only filled with garbage, but there was like a pan of like old moldy fucking lasagna sitting in the passenger seat. I had to drive that car with the
Why?
heat on and the windows up because there was a fucking intermittent clip
Who's got the money to get their car fixed, but they don't have the time to remove a moldy lasagna? Who was eating? No.
noise with the blower motor. Yeah, imagine that shit. Imagine if, like, the inside of Rosie O'Donnell's belly button suddenly became a vehicle, and you had to climb up in that bitch and drive it around. But I have to say, sometimes it wasn't how gross the car was on the inside. Sometimes it was what was on the outside of the car that was the problem. Like, for instance, one time I had to test drive a lime green Ford Fiesta, and if that already wasn't gay enough, there was a big vinyl sticker on the back windshield that said, "If you're gonna ride my ass, at least pull my hair." Oh, god damn it. It was a real rootin' tootin' time, let me tell you. Sitting at
Enjoy
red
it.
lights, people fucking honking at me left and right and shit. "Hey there, sugar tits, I'll be your huckleberry." Oh, shit, never mind, you're a fucking piece of shit 20-year-old man. What the hell? But I gotta say, that decal was kind of a walk in the park compared to another car that I had to drive. They had a bumper sticker on the back that said, "I heart crack whores." That's right. There's no nuance there. I heart crack whores, just straight to the
Fair
point.
enough.
Look, I even fucking took a picture of it, all right? There's proof. I rode the crack whore car. Hooray. Yeah, for sure. That was another real rootin' tootin' time, let me tell you. Hey, me too, buddy. Hooray for the crack horse, hooray. So every day, I really didn't know what kind of car I was going to have to test drive that day. I didn't know if it was going to be the fucking speed racer car or if it was going to be Fred Arnold's nasty truck where he kept the bucket inside that he pissed and shit in. Who's to say? I don't know what's on the schedule. But it is worth noting that I did have a favorite type of car to test drive, and that, of course, would be
The cop cars.
You see, our dealership
What?
would work on the city cop cars all the time. And anytime a mechanic would be like, "Hey, I need somebody to test drive this cop car." "Me, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
No.
I will impersonate a police officer. I'll do it. Let me do it." Now,
Yeah.
if you guys have never
I mean, this seems highly fucking illegal, and I don't think the cops would do this. What the fuck is happening here?
driven a police car around the city before, holy hell, it's like you have superpowers. Everybody in your
it is.
vicinity is all of a sudden the best driver in the world. Everybody's got their seatbelt on and they're 10 and 2 in it.
Although there's like a whole bunch of like laws. So I guess if he got pulled over and the police were like, "Why are you driving this police car?" And he's like, "Here's my ID. Here's the like invoice for the thing. This is being taken on as a test drive." Like, there would always be exceptions to that. So I guess that's kind of how this is allowed to be. But fucking hell, what a situation to be in.
Like perfect little angels. Now, I know it's not nice, but my favorite thing to do while
Don't.
test driving a cop car was to pick one random driver on the road and just follow that motherfucker everywhere he went. Just make somebody's life absolute hell for the next 20 minutes. Why not? Aw, man, why is this motherfucker following me? Aw, man, I bet it was that time I took a shit in that urinal at Denny's. God damn it, what was I thinking? Sometimes I'd fucking hold a gun up, too, just to add more pressure to the situation. I'd always think about chirping the siren and try to get their ass to pull over. "I'm sorry, it was just a joke. Nobody even fucking eats at Denny's anymore." Now, of course, I never fucking pulled anybody over.
Yeah.
That's a felony, you son of a bitch. But goddamn, it sure would have been a
Yeah.
good time. Well, driving a cop car around was all fun and games for me until the one day where I pulled up to a red light next to another fucking cop car with a real cop inside of it. I'm looking at him,
Let's go.
he's looking at me, and I can tell this cop is like, "Did this motherfucker just steal a cop car? Am I about to have to bust his ass right now?" So without even thinking, I just roll down the window like, "Hey, I didn't steal it. I work at a car dealership. It's getting fixed. Please don't shoot me in the face. Holy fuck." And this cop, I shit you not, was like, "Yeah, well, don't be doing any cheeky shit in that police car, all right? You fucking retard." All right, he didn't call me a retard, but that was pretty much the sentiment of what he was saying. It's like this cop looked at me and he was like, "I bet this motherfucker's following people around in a cop car. What a piece of shit." So naturally,
And
I
he was
took
right.
that cop's warning and, well, did absolutely nothing about it. But I'm still gonna follow people around in a cop car, right? It's not illegal for me to follow people in a public street, is it? What is this, fucking Pakistan? You can't have fun anymore? So that's it. That's what it was like. Test
I think when you put the word follow people into that equation, yeah, it might actually be illegal.
driving cars for a living as a broke-ass porter at a car dealership. And if you think I'm an asshole for the way I test drove cars, well, that's pretty fair. Just know that karma did eventually take a huge bite out of my ass just a
Oh.
few years ago when I brought my car into the dealership for an intermittent check engine light. And yeah, you guessed it, a 20-year-old dumbass porter test drove my car around and promptly turned in front of a giant fucking bus. Now, luckily, nobody was hurt in the
Whoa.
situation, but my car was definitely fucked 6 ways to
Whoa.
Sunday. So yeah, there's
Holy shit. That is karma, though. Oh my god. Good point. Good fucking point. You would have to think that of all the like, you know, if everything that he said here is completely true, and then this happened, you would have to immediately connect that in your head, like, yeah, you know, this is pretty much what's happening.
So yeah, there's karma right there, huh? The world works in mysterious ways. That's what I get for being a piece of shit. The end.
BruceDude.com.
Amazing. The amount of just unbelievable stories that this guy has lined up. All right, Gage Rebsum as Denny's defecator. As another person with rectum-based dialogue that has also been in one of these cartoons, shout out to Gage. Blaze is crack whore lover. Yeah, aren't we all? And Flynn Fuller is the dumbass porter. Oh, that was tremendous. That was tremendous. Wow. Yeah, good. I'm glad his car got totaled. I mean, I hope nobody gets injured or hurt or anything, of course, but yeah, serious karma. Holy shit. I don't know. I can't think of any karma situations that I've got in. No, I was never really like outwardly like defiant or anything when I was in my jobs, like, you know, fast food or in call centers, like customer service, things like that. But, you know, for the sheer fact that I worked for like telecommunication company, like customer service, you know, I deserve every little bit of shitty service that I get myself, which recently extended to a company cutting off my internet without being asked and leaving me without internet for 10 days while I was trying to move house, which was an absolute fucking joke. But that's a story for another day. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Go to patreon.com/FWCI if you want to support the channel further. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, ta-ta, and farewell.